In the last video, this motor went boom in a good way. And then Dad, what happened? It went
boom, boom.
It went boom in a bad way. We're gonna show you guys what happened. So you wanna know what absolutely blows my mind though?
What?
That this motor 2 days ago was running fine. Perfect. And now with one, well, not a small thing, but with one mishap, the motor can be destroyed.
Yeah,
I
don't know what happened here.
So, you guys, a bunch of you guys have guessed it. And a lot of you were like, well, I think this happened, I think this happened. Well, y'all are exactly right for the ones who said, final verdict, Dad?
Drop the valve.
Drop the valve. And when I say drop the valve, it literally became a disc into the piston. So that is cylinder number 4. And where's the other piece at, Dad? Do you remember where we set it?
You had it.
I had it. I don't remember where I put it, guys. Oh, here it is. Right here. I don't think that's supposed to look like this. So, show them the, where's that, is that rod? No, one of them. What are them called again? Push rods? Yep, so the push rod bent. That broke. I found that in the intake whenever I took the carburetor off. The head is destroyed. Y'all check this out. So, it destroyed the head, busted it right here up, got a hole right here in the cylinder. I guess that's, what is that called, Dad, where the hole is? Is that the cylinder?
That's the
cylinder head, but the combustion chamber. So there you go, I'm learning, guys. Blew a hole through that. There is, you can see the end of that valve. And so this head is done for. So, unfortunate, right? Because it sounded amazing.
It's unfortunate, but it's fortunate.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you guys this. For the ones, one person actually saw, I think his name is James, he believed a piece of metal or something fly across and thought it maybe possibly went into the intake or to the carburetor, and the metal piece went down in there, maybe a bolt or a nut. But James, I figured out what it was. On this valve cover, it was a piece of these stickers. See how that's real easily comes off? I watched another angle of the video. Yes, I watched another angle of the video, and that was a sticker that from the air blowing this way, it blew it up, and it kind of went all over the place. But anyways, this is something, Dad, that is going to be a big learning experience for me. I've already learned so much by helping Dad take this cylinder head off and take off the intake and things like that. So I'm going to learn a lot. But what's the plan here? Complete rebuild, right?
Complete rebuild.
So obviously, it bent a push rod. So the name of them is what? Do you even remember?
There were some lunatic 7.80s.
What is that? Is that for real?
That's a good push rod.
Lunatics? Is that really? I don't know. But anyways, this was a really high dollar motor, I believe. It was built by McMurtry's Race Engines, which is a local guy here. But we all knew, Dad, that this thing's sitting 15 years. A lot of people, Mr. Deadman even said, we were kind of shocked that it even ran, right?
Yeah, and we were gonna change the valve springs.
Yeah,
like everybody mentioned, but when this thing let loose, you just wrapped it one little old time, and it really went dead whenever it came back down to an idle. So the valve springs weren't broke. So everybody I know is right. We needed to change them from sitting so long.
Travis Blevins was giving me a hard time about that for sure.
But that's not what caused this. I think it was just, to be honest, I think it was fatigue on the valves themselves.
Yeah. Think maybe they were brittle from sitting over time, or?
I don't know what's happened to them, just sitting like this,
but there you go.
Snapped the valve, the head off of it, so.
Yeah, both sides. And you know what this really crazy part about it is, Dad, is that it was this cylinder.
Well,
both valves.
What happened was it dropped that one.
Oh, and when it dropped that one,
it got into that other one and
broke it.
Broke it.
But anyways, guys, like I said, it's very unfortunate, but at the same time, I'm very glad it happened in the shop, right? And way before I went there, too. We say that a lot, but
what fun would it have been just going to a track with no problems for FFR?
Yeah,
it would have been no fun unless we have to rebuild a complete car. So
I can sense the humor in that.
That's what our
channel's all about.
Is us learning and y'all watching us learn. Maybe y'all learn and sometimes y'all tell us what to do. So
yeah, well, we for sure.
been a long time since I did a V8, and so I got to think of all these other tricks that we used to know with them.
Right. Well, hey,
and
I can say this: the ECU's tuned on this big time.
Yeah, this one's got a big tuned ECU.
So I've already had a lot of people reach out. I know that in that last video, I kind of left y'all hanging on what happened. Well, it was because we didn't know. So the next day, me and Dad actually came out here and said, we're gonna try to, diagnose this thing, try to figure out what's going on with it. And it was obvious right when I pulled the carburetor off and I found this valve head in the intake. I was like, well, I know this is a bad sign. And so Dad came down here. We pulled this one side, this driver or passenger side head off, and that's when we immediately saw that piston was destroyed. So, but I had a lot of you guys already reach out and try to help, and so I really appreciate the ones who have texted me and messaged me and things like that. I do have some good news. Two things. Okay, the first one is I believe I already have a motor. I believe that our own teammate, Mr. David Sandell, has reached out and said, Skylar, I believe I have something for you. So that's a possibility that I may be trading one of my old blocks that I bought for the pure stock, the Camaro, whenever we were getting it done. So I'm thankful that I bought them motors because he has a full bottom end. Would you say that's a complete bottom end?
Yeah, I believe everything's there.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
I don't know if they got the cams in them or not.
Well, no, I believe it's just the bottom end. No, it is...
These motors, these aren't overhead.
That's right. The cams are in the bottoms, aren't they?
These aren't overhead cam motors, so the cam's still in this car
Yeah.
right now.
But the cam's still in this one, but pretty much all I need, if the cam... I don't think the cam's broke. Obviously, we haven't looked, but... That's option one.
That bag when you film.
The VAG's in the seat. The second option that a bunch of you guys are talking about is this, to buy a 602 crate motor. Or maybe y'all just say just a crate motor. But let me say this, yes, and Dad may agree with me on this, yes, that's an option.
That would be a great option.
To buy a used 602, but I'm going to tell you guys this.
What fun would that be? Just
Yeah,
motor in
I'm going to
it.
say, so I really don't have the funds to just purchase a 602 crate motor. I wish I did, but you guys, if you've been following along, you know that when I flipped the Legend car, I sold the engine out of that to buy this car. And so also with the help of Mr. Steve Edens. And so I just don't have the funds to buy a crate motor. I would love to be able to do that, but I just don't have the funds. But like Dad said, and like I was saying, is I want to learn how to build these. I've watched, Trezzy and Racing build engines. I've watched, all of you guys, Matthew Trevenbach, Steve Edens, Ronnie Roberts. All these guys are building these motors on their channels and doing that. And that's how I'm learning. And so with Dad down here helping me with this, I'm just being honest. I don't really want to buy a motor that's already done. I want to learn how to do this. And so that's how Austin has learned how to build them motors for us and rebuild them and do all that. Dad's taught Austin, Austin's taught Dad, and I don't know how to do that stuff. And so with this V8 car, this is something I want to learn. And so I do like that idea, just like Dad said. What, buddy?
Can I have one?
Yes, give me a second. I do like that idea, like Dad said, and a lot of you guys did, but I'm not racing on a high dollar budget with this pure stock. So, but anyways, we're going to try to snatch this other head off. A lot of you guys talked about maybe a freeze plug blew out. That's what the water was, but I'm really thinking maybe that head gasket blew. Dad, you see water's on this side, right?
There's water in the motor.
There's water in the motor, so I think a head gasket blew.
What happened?
Or actually, no, it's because that hole.
It punched punched a hole.
That's right.
Combustion chamber.
So because that hole in the combustion chamber is here, that's where the water started coming out of. So anyways, but we're gonna get this other head ripped off real quick and we'll come right back and show you guys and see what that side looks like. So we got the head undone. Here goes nothing. You think the head gasket is blown?
I don't think so.
Ah.
No, wait a minute. I think the head gasket was blown. There's some junk right
Well, the
there.
head gasket's over here, ain't it? Look at this. This is metal.
That metal?
It's metal. Where'd that come from? All right, so we found a bunch of metal in this cylinder.
Here, wipe it out.
Here you go. So we're gonna try to figure out how these cylinders look. That one looks good. I don't see any scarring or anything in that one, Dad. Head gasket was not blown, by the way. I see zero scarring, Dad. Look at that. Still looks good. Let's look at that side, though.
Hard to look at that side.
Can you see anything? Nothing?
No.
Well, maybe that's a good sign then. Maybe the water came pouring out of this exhaust
From this hole.
because that hole, yeah. So maybe that bottom end's still good, guys. When I originally saw water, I saw water dripping from right here somewhere. So we won't really know if there's a hole or crack in the block or anything until we take it out, right? All right, well, that's good to know. Here is this head so y'all can see. Head gasket was not blown, it was intact. And all of these valves are fine, but you can see some of the surface rust, but all this looks good. So this head here may be savable. Not sure, but I gotta get ready to go to work. Dad, thank you for coming down and helping me on this. Next step would be to what? Get the exhaust out, fuel pump off, all the front, get the radiator out, get the exhaust and unhook the transmission and pull it, right? Pull the transmission and all. There you go. All right, guys, so we'll come back here in a little bit whenever I have some more time, and me and Dad will get to working on this thing. We'll see y'all then. All right, guys, so I was going to move forward to the next day and show you guys me and Dad ripping this engine out, but I did not realize how long this video had already gotten, and I want to be able to have plenty of video footage of us actually tearing this engine out and tearing it all the way down. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I just wanted to do a quick video. This was actually not in line on my list of videos that I was releasing, but I wanted to go ahead and get this one out to you guys today so that I didn't leave you guys hanging for another month on this pure stock motor. But like I said with Dad the other day, it's very unfortunate that this happened. It's never something financially that you prepare for or mentally. I had it, just so dead set in my mind that I would be there October 20th at Hattiesburg Speedway with this car. I was very hopeful, but this is part of racing. It's stuff that happens, so you just you can't let it get you all worked up and built up and things like that. And that's what I seem to do a lot of times, just because I'm so excited about getting it on the track. And I know this is one of the major setbacks that comes with racing when you move up into these cars. I haven't had a lot of issues with the my race car, the pure stock or the Stinger. And so whenever you move up into front or move from front wheel drives to V8 stuff, you get a little bit more into the complex, engine stuff and possibilities of this stuff going kaboom like it did. But the motor is still, or the engine is still sitting in the car. I was able to tear down some more things, got the header off and got my shop cleaned up and stuff in here. And so it's going to be really good once I get this out, but I've seen that I've got to take a few more things out of this thing. That was going to take me a little bit longer. And so like I said, I want to be able to give you guys a full, you know, rundown and a good video where it's not the majority of the video talking. So hope you guys enjoyed this. You guys, I need your help. I need you guys to drop a comment below. Let me know to what extent you guys want to see. Do y'all want to see me finish this thing on out as far as body wise goes, or do y'all want me to just go ahead and finish it off camera and focus more on the engine side of things, getting everything done? So y'all let me know. I don't want to bore you guys. I thought the last video on getting this body ready was going to be the last one, and then I was going to surprise you guys with the final result, but now that this has happened, kind of changes the plan. So y'all let me know, drop a comment. I know I told y'all that I would be releasing in the next video the weight of the last time we were at Deep South Speedway. I'm going to do that in the next engine build video, so y'all can still have enough time to go back and guess what your comments or what your guesses is for the weight of the 13 at the track the other night when I won. The guys are actually racing tonight. It is Saturday night. The guys, Dad and Austin, are actually racing at Deep South, so I pray that they have good results. There's only 5 cars there, so we'll see. But that video will be coming out. I've got a really awesome video on Uriah's go-kart that's coming out, and some special stuff, behind-the-scenes stuff that Dad's been working on. And as we speak, I know it's a lot, Christy is currently remodeling our RV, and she's making a video on that. So lots of cool stuff to come. You guys, be blessed. Have a great Sunday, and I pray that y'all would come back excited and very hopeful that we can get this thing turned around and get it on the track soon. So thank you guys for clicking on the video. I'm so thankful for all of the love and support that you guys show us, all the messages, and all of you who reached out. So that means the world to me, so I appreciate it. We'll have all of our merch in stock. I got to go drop them hats off that Austin got in. We still have shirts available. We still have our sponsorship group. You guys don't forget to go check us out on Facebook. That's where we keep the most up-to-date information on all of the stuff that we got going on. And if you definitely want all of the behind-the-scenes stuff, like I said, we have our sponsorship group that you can join. A new year is coming up, so for $50, you can have a whole entire year of behind-the-scene content that you don't get on this channel. So y'all be blessed. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we will catch you guys in the next one.